It's no more news that an average Nigerian worker is due for a salary review. And to discuss why Nigerian workers deserve a new national minimum wage, I will be speaking with several labor leaders who will be sharing their thoughts on the issue. Join me. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
A lot is happening in the labor circle, and top of it is the new national minimum wage struggle. And right now, as I speak, there is a court injunction which says that organized labor should not proceed on an industrial action. What's your take on this?
Well, the issue of industrial court, the Nigerian labor movement, we are not aware of any court order. We have not been served. We have not been, nobody has put us on notice for any court process to commence. And if they have secured one, it's best known to them. But let's look at it, assuming there's a court order. The court order is to restrain Nigerian workers from being paid 30,000 naira. Is that what the APC government is standing for? After adjoining Senedai on the committee sitting, after coming out to deny that they never agreed on 30,000 naira, after not putting, not budgeting for the payment of minimum wage in this year's budget. Now, you can see that they are wobbling and fumbling, looking for assistance. So, we didn't elect this government to come and get a restraining order on us from collecting our salaries. So, in as much as I'm not sure that any court will go and get order against workers seeking for their a genuine demand for minimum wage is also laughable. You know, that's why they're going to get order. And this is coming from a government that doesn't obey court orders. So there's a bit of confusion. And I don't equally know why they could go and secure a court order and still invite people for a meeting. So what's the essence of all this? So I think there is confusion within government hierarchy.
Are you saying that the government has invited organized labor for a meeting?
They have sent an invitation for a meeting on Sunday, 4th November 2018. I'm not sure they have invited us for a meeting to negotiate the amount. If we are starting negotiation afresh, organized labor will go with its own fresh demand. And then it must take another tripartite committee be constituted if labor will buy into that. And then some other things must be taken into consideration, including payment of arrears, you know, from 2016 when the current minimum wage expired. Then we can look at that separately. But they say for reconciliation, maybe based on ultimatum and whatever. But I don't think that they are trying to invite us for a meeting to start to discuss whether it's going to be 30,000 or not. Far from it.
It's good to have you on the program.
My pleasure, Sharon.
The industrial court has given an order that organized labor should not proceed with the planned industrial action. What's your take on this?
Well, I'm happy you say there's an information. I'm not aware of that information. And to us, there is no court proceeding that someone else to attend any. And we strongly believe that with the new administration of justice procedures that we have, nobody should be able to shave your head in your absence. So except if it is secured from the back door, which we don't believe the National Industrial Court should do, right now, neither NLC, TUC, or any of us have been served that.
The Nigerian Governors Forum has proposed 22,500 naira as the new national minimum wage. What's your take on this? Is this acceptable?
We are not aware of any form of 22,500 because we have sat with the representative of the governors and we have resolved on 30,000 naira. So you cannot make an offer when the resolutions have been taken and some other members of the committee have already signed. We are only waiting for a date by our chairman to say, come, committee members, let's submit our report to the president. I think that is all we are waiting for.
What is your message for your members?
We call on our members to remain resilient. They shouldn't be intimidated and only receive directives from us, their national leaders.
It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me, Sharon.
A lot is happening in the labor circle, and top of it is the fight for a new national minimum wage. What's your take about the government getting a court injunction to prevent organized labor from actually embarking on an industrial action?
Well, Sharon, let me be honest to you. That shows that the government of the day is not committed, is not willing, is not ready for any new minimum wage. Going back into 2015 when they assumed office as a new government, the promises they made into 2016 when we adopted the increase of fuel price from 86.50 kobo into 145 naira. While all these promises were made, that look, once this is done, there's going to be palliative measures, there's going to be a new minimum wage. Without you setting up this, we can't get there. We need these things to be set up. It's just on what will I call it, on a shadow of promises, you know, and somebody living in his dream world. So I think that's what the government is. So for any government to get up to say we're going to get an injunction after wasting or spending more than 1 year in talking about minimum wage from 2016 into where we are, so let me say about 2 years now since the minimum wage expired, then something is wrong somewhere. We need that commitment, but if the government went ahead to say they're getting an injunction, I mean they're not ready and not willing to get that done.
Would you say that 30,000 naira is a living wage for an average Nigerian worker, looking at the economic indices in place right now?
Sharon, is not a living wage. It's a far cry to what we demanded and what Nigerian workers' expectations are. To be honest with you, I'm a member of the Minimum Wage Committee. I represent the United Labour Congress in that Minimum Wage Committee. When you look at where we're coming from, in adopting even the common position of 65,000 naira as a position of labor was a compromise. Where we are today beat my imagination as well. But looking at the indices, and let's say, look, we got it wrong from the point of accepting just 18,000 instead of going higher than 18,000. And then you're talking about the percentage increase. How do we manage this and how do we get things right? Can we take it a step forward, in terms of saying, okay, 30,000, let's adopt that. But if you look at the various criteria or schedules of figures that were submitted by the Minister of Labor's subcommittee, the lowest is 35,000. But because the private sector felt they bear the brunt of whatever strike actions, can we look at what they can pay? They wouldn't want to go beyond that. Otherwise, actually, what the private sector submitted as a figure was 43,000. It is in the process of this new negotiation that they now said, no, because of the exchange, the FS market, the economic challenges, the power generation issues, they withdrew the 43,000 and submitted 25,000. But Labour has never changed her positions. The only position Labour changed was the NLC and TUC, who moved from 52,000 to 65,000. So that's just the difference. Otherwise, what we got today is never a living wage. It's a far cry of the expectations of Nigerian workers. And when you begin to hear this attitude of government, saying that, or the governors inclusive, saying that, look, they don't have money to pay. And we hear trillions of naira being recovered, being expended, and so many things happening. You hear naira here. When you hear the figures, I'm sure you'll be so imagined. Wow, is Nigeria having such amount of money, so huge money to be spent? And then you now say pay workers 30,000. We start having, having these challenges we're having. It's very unfortunate.
We all know that if organized labor should commence the strike action, it will definitely affect the economy, which might not be very good for us right now. What can be done to stop or prevent organized labor from proceeding on this industrial action?
Well, the only thing that can be done to avert it is to comply or accept the concluded figure, which is 30,000, and then allow us to go and make the submission, the report to Mr. President for onward submission to the National Assembly. It's very unfortunate, again, like I said clearly, that the political class that will give a political mandate to govern us are playing some kind of trickish politics on Nigerian workers, on our sacrifice that we are so much committed in terms of where we find ourselves today. Now, let me tell you the truth, the honest truth is we're almost going into 2019. The National Assembly went on recession for about 2 months, if I'm not mistaken, almost 1 month plus, before they came back. And here we are that, of course, this new minimum wage is going to be a law. Mr. President is going to send in his own white papers to the National Assembly and then send in the new bill that will take in the figures of the new minimum wage for the National Assembly to pass. And then it becomes into law. From the 18th of next month, Sharon, we're aware that the politicians will start their campaigns. Where will the governors be? Where will the National Assembly members be? They will all be in the field, be in their communities to begin to campaign for vote of Nigerian workers. And so we felt these tactics, this tactical delay or approach of government, trying to delay the process of governance, of the new minimum wage, is an intentional act.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijason. Thanks for watching, and remember, labor creates wealth.